Hi there. Hope you're well. I'm diving into my creative task for the day. It is Monday, January 8th, 2024. But wherever you are at and whatever time you are at, I hope that you're doing well. And just gonna be working on this, a talisman. And I don't think I've talked about a talisman in this video yet, but a talisman is just like a material object. That talisman, I'm going to be writing all over this side because this is a talisman on E's. I've got E's written down here. And why am I writing so dark on this side? Because I'm about to start it over on the other side. So I guess what I want to talk about in the creative task is I want to talk about iterations. Man, am I going to get that right? Iterations. Is that an E-R? I'm going to check the spelling on that one. Iterations. I've got a fan going in here, so I know this isn't like genuine ASMR, but at this point. But I guess I'm just hoping that it's soothing if you're looking for some soothingness. All right, iterations, that's spelled right. Iterations, and since I've looked up the spelling, I might as well check the meaning. Iterations, a new version of a piece. Okay, a repetition of a process. A repetition of a process. Repetition of a process. And why am I saying that? It's because a lot of times when you're working creatively, you should be ready to trash something. Even if you like put time into it, you should be able to. I want to be able to. I don't want to say you. I want to be able to leave things behind and move on, and not just try to. I don't know. If I don't like where something's going, change it. So what I want to change on this is I want to bring this horizon down. I have the horizon line in the middle of this board, and I want to go for something a little bit more like this. I'm looking at an image, but I don't know if it's legal to put on line. So what I'm going for is where the roots are here, the tree top is here, and if I'm going to center that in the photo, then really the center of the wood would be right about here. So I want to shift the roots. This one that I'm going to do isn't going to have the ground, it's just going to have the roots showing. So it's going to have like roots that look, like this, something like that. What's cool is that I sort of can see what I want to do in my mind, but it's not showing up yet on the paper. I think that's sort of neat because that's sort of how this works. But what I do want to do is I want to start another iteration of this, a redo. And there was a reason I was avoiding this side because it's all chunked up, but it'll all sand out. So actually I'm gonna go with just eyeballing below this grain line right here. There's a line where they glued this thing together, and I guess for the sake of it, I'll bring it down like I'll bring a line down that's a centimeter down. Okay, and now I'm gonna just go with the root line being down here. Okay, and then I don't need to have it be perfect, but I am going for still the center. So let me find the center of this guy. It was 25 centimeters about. So here's about center, and this guy is a little less than 3 centimeters. It's like 2.8 centimeters or like 28 millimeters up. And so this guy's going to be right here. That's going to be like the bottom false line. What do I mean? I don't know it's going to be the line that I'm running the trees along with, even though they're not going to be perfectly in line. Okay. And then I just been thinking a lot more about this sentence, this Rumi quote. Let me read it again. Maybe you are searching. Oh man, this is myself talking to myself right here. Maybe you, maybe me, maybe I am searching. Maybe we are all searching amongst the branches for what only appears in the roots. I was just thinking about creating and why do we do what we do? And do we do it for what's happening in the branches is the external and like what it produces, or can I create and find something in the roots? Ease, can I find, like, just in creating, am I regulating my nervous system? Am I teaching my body how to feel and move slowly? So just in creating, does it matter what I create? Maybe the roots is just the process of creating. I don't know, just thinking and talking. Okay, so let me flip this guy over. I really don't mind. I don't know why that happened. This one's a little off. I really don't mind. Well, I don't know what I was just saying. It's not that I don't really mind. I'm trying to think of where I'm going to go with this. Because how many tools? Do I need all these tools, or am I going to be sketching? Sketching, I don't know. What's the distance between these two lines? I got 5.7 centimeters. Yeah, we're fairly consistent there. 57 millimeters. Okay, so then I just want to get a center mark here so that my tree's in the center of this board. It's in the center of this board. And then got an image I'm just referencing a little bit. All right, it has a pretty thin tree and thin branches. Okay, so I am just gonna do some drawing. Okay, but if I need to use the protractor, I probably will on the roots, so that I get the direction, so that I get a consistent direction. I might use them on the trees too, but the tree that I'm looking at is a little, okay. And it doesn't need to be perfect. That's why I don't want to pull out a tool to get a perfect radius or a perfect arc. I don't need that. Okay, so I think I'm just gonna start sketching a little bit, which I'm sort of copying an idea, but not really. Just sort of grabbing a few ideas from different photos that I'm looking at. So this one, the ground's there's no ground, so this is a root itself, this top root. That might be the easiest one to draw. And then I think, well, I'm gonna have to just think about what's shooting off there later. I'm gonna have to think about main arteries, I think. So I'll erase this, but I'm thinking about a tree like in fractals, as repeating shapes that get smaller. Fractals, fractals. So a repeating shape. So if this is my snake, then I'm just looking for other little snakes popping out of it. Repeated, smaller shapes of the same form. So I can start with the one I'm looking at looks like it has like 7 main arteries. So if I see, say, 7, then I could think about this having, that would be 2 out here, 1 down here, and 2 this way. So 7, does that work? Sure, let's go with 7 main arteries, 1 going straight down. Arteries? I don't know if that, I just mean like main roots here. Okay, and then it doesn't look great now because watch, I think what it's cool because I don't have there's a part of me that doesn't have confidence that this is going to work, but then I know it will because just repeating these smaller patterns is what nature does, and so I don't need to actually know what's going to happen. I just need to repeat the smaller roots off of this. They're little. Okay. Ooh, this one's gonna be. And I really am. I'm not. I'm gonna fill in all. So let's see. I'm gonna break that up. I'm gonna just start filling in some space. And we can just send one over here. Okay. Cool. Cool. It doesn't even look good yet, I know it. And I'm just fine with that. Because I'm just gonna keep getting smaller and smaller. And I'm confident that it's gonna get somewhere that I like. Okay, I'm gonna stop the roots for now, and I'm gonna change directions and go up to the branches, just so I can complete. I'm gonna just stop for the night here once I get a few of these branches. So the branch, same thing. I'm looking at the branches basically have a base right here. The branches, it's nice. They're really doing the same thing. Surprise, surprise, the branches have the similar pattern. Okay, cool. And then, I like this one. Okay, I'm gonna have this be like this is a little bit different than the roots. There's not as many branches as it's not gonna get filled in quite as much. This is gonna be is it that thick? It's probably gonna be less thick. But I don't mind right now, just giving some form. And then they've got one coming off here. One of these images that I like has this coming off here. Yeah, I like this. Okay. Thanks for tuning in here if you're sitting with this. And I got these boards at, I don't know, one of the big stores. They're really cheap. They were like $3 each. So that's why I'm doing this with these boards, is because I like to do stuff with at least inexpensive materials, if not. I like to do stuff with drywall. Drywall is really inexpensive, just drywall and framing. You can do a lot with wood studs and drywall. I just do it because it's cheap. This is so while I'm really comfortable, I feel real comfortable with the fact that this isn't like looking great yet, because I'm not expecting it to. But if I got tense about it and I couldn't be flexible with the change and changes with it, then I'd get frustrated. I can feel that. But I'm gonna just run behind here. I don't know if that actually is gonna work out, but I'm gonna try that. Okay, and then let's fill in the space. And how about up there? Okay, and I think these things will always come out. They're not gonna come from straight down. So they're gonna come from the center some way. Yeah, there's one, that's how they fill it in. I'm looking at one that brings this branch underneath to fill that in. Okay, cool. Fractures, nope. Fractals, it's a reminder to myself. That's all I'm doing. Fractals. The next time I step up here, I'm gonna get smaller patterns and start to fill in that other stuff. So let's remind myself, and if you're watching what we're looking at here, just the question, ask yourself, I'm asking myself, maybe I'm looking, searching, not looking, searching. Maybe I'm searching amongst the branches, searching for what only appears in the roots, for what only shows up below the surface. So I guess I'm going to just close this out with an encouragement to myself and to you to keep that there's gold in your own roots. There's treasure in your own roots. The treasure, the value, is down here. That's a reminder to myself. So keep rooting down, and for me, that rooting down into the moment, just a reminder, root into the moment. I'll just erase all of the stuff that I want to later. I'm sure I'm gonna end up writing this somewhere on here. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm gonna write it on the branches. Appears in the roots. Something like this, you know? It's always fun to put words in the roots. And then, I mean, I could, well, I don't know why I say you. I want to talk to you, whoever you are, but, well, I could put roots all over, appears in the roots, or I could just put appears in the roots. That sounds sort of fun. Appears in the roots everywhere, going back and forth. So, I'm mid-project. If you comment on this, I will take your comment into consideration because I don't get a lot of feedback here. So, if you made it this far and you want to comment and you have an idea, yeah, if you made it this far, I'd love your ideas. Let's do it. All right. Have a good night.